Hi everyone. Today I want to discuss with you a story about Rabbi Moshe Leib Sassover. Now Rabbi Moshe Leib Sassover was a great Tzadik that lived in the later part of the 18th century in Europe, and he is known for his unbelievable kindness, totally going out of his way for everyone. Now, early on in life, he did not have such an easy time. Unfortunately, his father, Rabbi Yaakov, passed away at a very early age, and they had just moved back to the village of Sassov. In fact, Rabbi Yaakov's family came from Sassov, but they had to run away to Brod when there were terrible pogroms taking place in Sassov, and unfortunately, his mother was killed during those pogroms. After leaving Brod, they decided to come back to Sassov, and they moved back into Rabbi Yaakov's parents' house. Sometime later, unfortunately, Rabbi Yaakov passed away, and in his last moments, in his last dying breath, he said, "Who is going to teach my son Moshe Leib Torah? Who is going to do this?" These words lived with Rabbi Moshe Leib the rest of his life, and it was constantly a motivation for him. But things were not easy. It was just him and his mother, and they had no way of making a living and feeding themselves. So as a young boy, he had to go out and he had to work here and work there, make a few dollars this place, make a few dollars in that place, doing whatever types of work he could find in order to be able to put some bread on the table for the two of them. Every day he went to sleep with this thought: my father, his last dying wish was that I should learn Torah. And look what's become of me. Look what I'm doing. Please, God, please help me. Anyway, this went on for some time. And then one time when he was busy cleaning up the backyard of their house, as he was digging, maybe he was digging for some potatoes or something like that, he struck a box. He opened up this box, and inside the box were two old jars. Now he was going to throw it out. But when he decided to open one of the jars, what did he see inside? Gold coins. Literally a treasure. And he realized what had happened. His grandparents, right before the terrible pogroms that happened in Sassov, they must have taken whatever savings they had and buried them in the backyard in order that they should be able to come back at a later point to pick them up. But no one ever knew about it. So now he saw that God had answered his prayers. He'd be able to support his mother and him, and now he'd be able to learn Torah. So where does he go from here? So he went to the local Rav and he cried out his heart. He told the Rav the whole story. Now, the Rav was a very busy man, but he set aside a certain period of time every day for him to learn with him. After some time, however, he saw that it wasn't getting anywhere. He wasn't learning. Nothing was happening. So he cried to the Rav, "Nothing. My head is stuffed. I don't know what to do. I can't think. I can't figure it out. I don't understand the Torah. I don't know what I should do." The Rav said, "Maybe it's not your fault. It's my fault. I'm the teacher. And if I'm the teacher and things aren't going right, then it's probably my issue. You know what you should do? You should go to my friend, Rabbi Shmelke of Nikolsburg." Now, Rabbi Shmelke of Nikolsburg was one of the great Hasidim of the Maggid of Mezrich. And he was actually a friend of this Rabbi Sassov. He said that he's just opened up a yeshiva in Nikolsburg. Go there. He hopefully will be able to help you much more than I can. So with that thought in mind, Rabbi Moshe Leib went off and set off to Nikolsburg. He arrived right before Shabbos. And during that Shabbos, when he went to say Shalom Aleichem to the Rebbe Rabbi Shmelke of Nikolsburg, Rabbi Shmelke looked at him. He said, "You look just like my friend, Rabbi Yaakov of Brod. Are you his son?" At that moment, he just started crying, Rabbi Moshe Leib. He said, "Please, my son, come to the side. Tell me what's going on." And Rabbi Moshe Leib told him the whole story. Shmelke said, "From now on, you'll eat at my house for this Shabbos and every Shabbos, and I'm going to learn Torah with you every day." Well, that night after Shabbos, after a beautiful Shabbos together, Rabbi Moshe Leib's father came to him in a dream. Rabbi Yaakov came to him in a dream and said to him, "Lucky are you that you're under the wings of this great Tzadik, Rabbi Shmelke of Nikolsburg. Now everything's going to open up for you." And that's what happened. They learned and learned. And he became one of the great Tzadikim. But he always reminds us of a famous story that happened on just the second day that he was in Nikolsburg with his Rebbe, Rabbi Shmelke. They were sitting around the table, and there was a poor person in the house. And the poor person in the house, he saw that there was a gold ring on the table. apparently the wife of Rabbi Shmelke had taken it off in order to wash or something like that. And the poor person's hand started to move over the table very slowly, and he grabbed the ring. And everyone was like, they saw it. So the poor person started running, and Rabbi Shmelke called Moshe Leib over and said to him, listen to me. You're fast. Go run after this pauper. And I want you to tell him two things. Number one, I totally forgive you 100%, and the ring is yours, because I don't want any sin to happen because of me. Therefore, I give it to you 100%. And number two, that you should know the ring is worth a lot of money. So therefore, when you go to cash it in, don't get shortchanged. Make sure you get all your money. So Moshe Leib could not believe what he had just heard. He goes running after the pauper. He finally catches up with him. The pauper says, okay, you caught me. Here's the ring. What? He said, no, I have to tell you something first from my Rebbe. And he told him point one and point two. The pauper was dumbfounded. He couldn't believe it. He said, I can't take a ring from someone like that. He said, no, you don't understand. If my Rebbe gave it to you, it means he gave it to you. He said, I can't take it. I take it back. He said, I'm not going to. He said, this is what you should do. Take the ring, sell it, open up a business, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of success. And give the money out to all the poor people and give it away in tzedakah, as charity. And in fact, those words changed this person's life, and not only changed his life, but Rabbi Moshe Leib says that it changed his life too. And that was the catalyst that started off his ways of total kindness, total chesed, total giving of himself. And there are literally hundreds and hundreds of stories of Rabbi Moshe Leib Sassover's tremendous chesed. I wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos.